Yo, what's up YouTube? It's your boy Zach Lesage, and we are back here on the Rare Candy TCG YouTube channel. Today we're going to be going over a deck profile video of a Rillaboom VMAX deck. I'm excited to kind of showcase exactly what this deck can do, and if you're looking to learn a little bit more about this deck, or how this deck kind of works in action, there is a description link to the video that I filmed against an Inteleon VMAX deck. So be sure to check that out again in the description, and let's jump into it. So starting off with this deck, we have Rillaboom V, kind of a cool card there overall. You can search your deck for 2 basic Pokemon, play them down. I think it's actually grass basic Pokemon. I'm just double checking here. Yeah, search your deck for 2 grass basic Pokemon, put them down onto your bench, and that ends your turn. Has another attack that can do upwards of 220, but the reason why we're looking at this card is because of Rillaboom VMAX. So this is kind of like if Tapu Bulu decided to start taking steroids or something like that and kind of beefed itself up, got insane big attacks. The first attack for 1 is doing 50, and its second attack is doing 130, plus an upwards of 150 for each grass energy you discard. So you could do 280 damage total with that attack. Insano damage there. And its HP is also sitting at a thick 330. How are we going to power up this Pokemon, you might ask? Well, that's fairly easy. We do have Rillaboom that can use its Voltage Beat ability to search out energies and attach them to these Pokemon, specifically 2 grass energies at a time. In order to play that, we have the Thwackey lineup. This is probably the best Thwackey we have and the best Grookey. Not too much to talk about those at all. We basically just want to evolve them into Rillaboom. And here we also have 2 copies of Rowlet Eggs that will allow us to evolve Grookey instantly into a Rillaboom. We have a single copy of Dedenne GX to just get this deck as consistent as possible. So overall, looking pretty cool. Got some big attacks. Again, this will give you some Tapu Bulu Vikavolt vibes. It's kind of what it is. This was an existing deck before with the Rowlet Eggs Rillaboom, but mainly now we have a new attacker that we could add into it. I do have 4 copies here of Professor's Research. Similar to most decks in our standard formats, we do want to just get our stuff going when we want to get it going, and that's the best option that we have. Got 3 copies here of Marnie for when we don't want to discard our hand, or if we want to disrupt our opponent, one or the other. Got some Malolanas. As you can see, we want to protect our Pokemon and make sure that they can attack as long as possible. And these Pokemon do have a lot of HP, so they will likely take a hit. Malolana, we could heal 120 and then switch to the bench. It doesn't necessarily matter who we're attacking with, because the Rillaboom will power up whichever Pokemon we want to attack, whether it's Rillaboom VMAX, Rillaboom V, or Rowlet Alolan Exeggutor GX. Do have a Cynthia Caitlin as well. So if we do have a supporter we have in our discard pile, we can grab it back. We do play a lot of these tag team supporters because we do play a couple tag calls. Got a couple copies of the new Boss's Orders. So Boss's Orders allowing us to bring up whoever we want, especially with an attack that can do 280 damage. We can knock out a lot of Pokemon. If your opponent has a Mewtwo Mew GX sitting on the bench, or if they have an ADP GX sitting on the bench, we can knock these all out in one hit. I also have a copy of Guzma and Hala. Again, this deck does play some stadium cards. Mainly, it does play the Turffield Stadium, a new card that we could search out. It also has Weakness Guard Energy, and it has Air Balloon. So kind of giving us an option with our tag call to search out things if we need to. Turffield Stadium is allowing us to search out any evolution Pokemon that is grass type. So we have the Rillaboom VMAX, Rillabooms, Thwackies, lots of Pokemon that we could search out. Seems like a really good search card in general to play in a deck like this. And if we're trying to search out basic grass energy, or if we're trying to search out our grass Pokemon in general, our basic grass Pokemon, we can use Netball. So this is a better card than Quick Ball in this deck. So do keep that in mind. Pokemon Communication. So we can kind of get our Pokemon before we use Super Growth. we can put that Thwackey back into our deck, or that Rillaboom, so that we can guarantee that we can evolve into it. That's one of the issues that we have. It's not evolving from your hand, it's only from your deck. So if you have any of these Pokemon in your hand, it can create for some awkward situations. Pokemon Communication gives us the best of both worlds. So we do have 16 Pokemon, not as many Pokemon as I'd like with Pokemon Communication, but it does get us those Pokemon back into our deck, so we can get off that super growth and power up our deck very quickly. We do have a few copies of Switch here. Our Pokemon do have quite a large retreat cost, so do keep that in mind when it comes to the switching cards. And the deck would play a 4th Switch, but we do play 1 copy of Air Balloon. That is so that we could search it out with Guzma and Howling and get some more use out of that. Got a copy of Ordinary Rod. So the Ordinary Rod, we can get back our energies, our Pokemon, if anything's fallen. We do have Professor's Research in the deck as well. And we have a copy of Energy Recycler, and that's to get our energies back so that we can power things up with Voltage Beat on the Rillaboom V. And then 2 copies of Tag Call. So the Tag Call will allow us to search out the Rowlet, will allow us to search out the Malolana, Cynthia, Caitlin, and the Guzma and Hala. So a lot of synergy there. Now this deck does play a decent bit of grass energies. So we do have 10 grass energies and 2 weakness guard energies. So the grass energies are really going to be more for the Rillaboom to power up our Pokemon, just generally using our attacks. The weakness guard energy, again, we do see that there is a Cinderace VMAX that's come out in this set. Baby Blacephalon would just absolutely tear this to shreds. We have Fire Toolbox. These are not necessarily going to be saving graces to the matchup, but it is going to give us options against those types of decks. So overall, use Rowlet to evolve your Pokemon, power up your attackers, whether they're Rillaboom VMAX or Rowlet, and then everything else is really just there to set everything up. Kind of a spiritual growth of a Rowlet Rillaboom deck that we saw last format, replacing some of the Rowlet cards with Rillaboom VMAX cards to get that extra power, that extra damage output, that extra HP. Overall, this deck, it's been doing pretty well. Be sure, if you haven't got a chance to check out that last testing ground video, it is in the description of this video. If you have any questions about this deck or any suggestions for cards to add into this deck, be sure to let us know in the comment section below. If you're looking to find out when our next content is going to be coming out, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. We got a lot of great content lined up. And if you're looking to support Rare Candy during this time, patreon.com/rarecandytcg. We also have rarecandytcg.com if you're looking to pick up some cool merch. And as for me, I'm Zach Lesage. You can follow me on Twitter at ZLesagePokemon. That being said, I got a jet, but I will catch up with all y'all later. So have yourself a good one and stay safe, everyone.